Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki, Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business and your life to the next level. Today, I am very happy to have with me Carol Kabaale. And let me tell you about Carol. Carol is a Meta-certified ad strategist who helps online businesses coach through growing their impact through purpose-driven Facebook ad campaigns. With over 8 years of experience, Carol specializes in attracting high-quality leads and driving measurable results. She's passionate about sharing actionable strategies that empower coaches to elevate their online presence and boost revenue. So we're going to talk about a great theme. Everybody needs to listen in, take notes, stop relying on the algorithm. Do this instead. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Carol Kabaale. Carol, so excited to do this.
I feel like I could listen to your voice till the cows come home. It is so soothing. I'm sitting here like, that's why I felt like I even had to talk over you. I was like that excited, like, pick me. I'm so excited to be here. How do I sign up? I love it. This is going to be good.
Thank you so much. All right. So the easy first two questions always ask is first tell everyone, where do you live? Where do you call home?
So I live in a small town called Centurion. It's based in South Africa. If you ever come to South Africa, you'll generally land at one or two airports. Either you land in Cape Town, it's near the ocean, or you land near Johannesburg. And I live about like 20 minutes away from there. So it's very suburban, it's very chilled. And I really like it here. But originally, my family actually comes from Cuba, so it's quite a big change.
Oh my
to go
goodness,
from like
yes.
an island all the way to here. But, you know, I've called South Africa my home for a long time. So it feels like, yeah, it just feels like a different place to call home.
Yeah, for my 45th anniversary, I guess it was, we went to Cuba before they closed it off to US again. So it was it was a great visit. Very much history and just
I
a
love
different
the
vibe.
cars
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah,
It's
different
very
vibe.
different. Yeah, I really enjoyed that when I've gone to visit as well.
Yeah. But I do want to go to Africa, that's for sure.
Well, come,
I'll
come,
come
Vicki.
visit.
You've got a
Yeah.
friend now. You've got a friend now. You
Mhm.
have to come. I love a good safari, and so does my husband. So if you want to go,
Yeah,
we're
awesome.
keen.
So I gave a little bit about, what you do today and how awesome that is. But I'd love for the guests to share about the journey that they took, just to explain that it wasn't just this, usually, this straight path, that there were twists and turns, different roads taken, discoveries made, adjustments made. So share about that journey that took you to do what you do today that really informed your purpose.
So for me, I started, like I said, my parents were immigrants, so they came here. So I had a very like tick the box upbringing, like go to school, get good grades, go to university. So I was moseying along and I got a corporate job. And I started working in business development for Hilton at the time. And I really loved the people. I cannot speak badly about the people. I love the people. They could still be my friends today. I mean, most of them were at my wedding. They were great. But I really knew that one, that wasn't the right industry for me.
Mm.
And two, I just felt like I really hated what I was doing. I was like, oh my gosh. And the big reason I really thought I hated it so much was because everybody who was doing what I wanted to do was a lot older than me. They were like in the senior levels, they were in like, upper management. And to get to
Mm.
that, everybody there was like in their like 50s and 60s. And I was like in my little 20s. And I was like, I'm gonna have to wait 40 years to get to that. Are you crazy? Like, no, 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 no. We got to figure this out. The other reason was that I felt because I worked in hospitality, that I constantly had this burden or this fight with myself. Like I wanted to progress, I wanted to be great,
Yeah.
but I was constantly missing my family. Family is so important to me, and it's
Mm.
just a big value that I have. And I kept living past everyone. When everybody was on vacation or holidays or birthdays, I was at work. Because when
Yeah.
you work in a hotel, that's sort of what happens. Everybody's on vacation, but you're at work. That's how hotels
Mm-hmm.
sort of work. So, I like to say by the grace of God, my boyfriend at the time finally proposed to me. Um, the joke we have, just fun fact, Vicky, because we had been dating for 9 years at this point.
Oh,
So the
jeez.
joke right, exactly. The joke we had was like, he finally got my blood type and he proposed. That was what he was missing. So we were all very excited when he learned my blood type and he was like, that's it. That's all I needed. I can finally marry you. And in that moment, I really had a lot of clarity. I was just like, listen, I can't keep doing this for 40 years. I'm now not only going to live past my family, I'm going to live past my new family with my husband and hopefully my kids. And that just didn't sit right with me. So
Mm.
I kind of started to think about what I loved in my corporate job. I love being of service. I've always loved being of service. I love working with people. I love being creative and solving problems. So I sort of took that and I was like, where in my business development, because that's where I used to specialize in, where can I do that? Like, what aspect of business development do I like most? And I thought, well, I like the marketing side. That's quite nice. So I went and I got a certification in that. And I really thought it was very surface level. I was like, I don't like this because it was all focused on like the social media part, right? So it was all about
Mm-hmm.
making pretty posts at the time or dancing videos. And I was like, girl, no. My gut was like,
Not me.
no, we
Yeah.
cannot do that's not me. I cannot endorse this
Mm-hmm.
in good faith. So I dug a little bit deeper and I learned about ads. And what I really enjoyed about the ads was that you were making decisions based off data. You weren't just
Yeah.
going on what your clients felt or what the latest trend was or whatever was catchy. You were making informed decisions based on
Mm.
data. And that really made me feel good because it meant that I could come from a place of service and say to
Yeah.
someone, hey, if you invest this much, you can get out this much. It's not gambling at all. And I hear sometimes people are like, oh, Facebook ads are like gambling. No, it's really an investment in yourself. And that's what made me feel like I could be of service doing this kind of work. Like you said, that was 8 years ago. And through then, my agency has gone through like ups and downs. But I like to think that this is the third iteration of my agency. What I mean by that, in the
Mm-hmm.
first couple, like 3 years, I was by myself. I had like one VA, one team member. It was just us against the wall, but mostly me. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went into partnership with someone. That didn't work out really well because we had at the end of it different goals. But it taught
Right.
me really how to build
Mm.
strategically. And it taught me that you can have a big team and you can operate things and you can have, huge. I mean, one of my biggest revenues, most of my biggest revenues month came from there. I mean, now I'm hitting new revenue goals, which are also very exciting.
Right.
And in this last iteration of my business, I have taken away the best of all of that. And I wouldn't trade it for anything because what I've learned has truly
Yeah.
built this agency that I have now. And I'm really so proud of it.
So good. Yes. So we alluded to this, but what's the biggest
Hmm.
mistake that you made or that you have seen online coaches make whenever they're thinking about Facebook ads?
I think it's that people go straight for the sale. Now that's controversial because you're like, Carol, but aren't we meant to make money off the ads? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you are. But visualize it this way, right? If you walked up to a random stranger, you wouldn't say to them, hello, sir, hello, ma'am, can I marry you? No, you wouldn't. That's silly. They would look at you like, no, who are you again?
Yeah, but
Why are
maybe
you
you
so
wouldn't wait 9 years.
I mean, I had a plan. I'm gonna tell you this. I had a plan. I had a plan. So with that in mind, you could stay, like Vicky said, like me, wait the 9 years, or you could just be like, well, this person asked, I might as well say yes. But most times we say, no, who are you? Why are you here in my personal space? That is the same thing as having an ad that just says, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Ew. Like that's the word that really comes up to me. Ew. Like you don't even know me and you're forcing yourself onto me. I do not like that. So that's the biggest mistake that I see people making. A better approach would be to have two other different types of campaigns that I always encourage my clients to have. The first one is like a brand building campaign or brand awareness campaign. In that, all those lovely followers you have on Instagram, all those lovely people who visit your business page, everybody who's liking, commenting, sharing, interacting with your pages, you can actually create something called a retargeting campaign and then show your content, not depend on the algorithm, show your content to those people, right? Other campaign that you can do before that to warm them up is create a lead magnet campaign. And with that, you're basically saying, hey, here's something for free. You join my email list, or there's some kind of exchange. You can join my challenge, my freebie, my masterclass, whatever you want to call it. It's okay. And then you move them to the second location. You know, in horror movies, they always say don't go to the second location. Well, in ads, that's different. You want them to go to the second location, right? And in that, you control the sandbox. So you're not dependent once again on Mr. Zuckerberg and whatever he's deciding. You have a thriving community that lives on your email list or lives on, your Facebook group or wherever it is you on Slack, wherever you host your community. It's away from there. So if anything happens to these platforms, you still have a backup. So I would always say nurture, get to know people, spend the 9 years, guys. Spend the 9 years. Get their blood type and then ask them for the sale.
So how do you turn underperforming ad campaigns into really winning strategies?
So usually it's not the ad, but what I like to do is I like to figure out where the hole is, right? So I want you to think about ads as just like a giant magnifying glass, right? They just put this huge magnifying glass, this spotlight on your business. So if your business already has systems and processes and ways to nurture people, that's just going to be amplified, which is amazing. But if your business does not have these things, that's where you're going to start seeing the drop off. So I would say if no one is clicking on the ad, there's a problem with the offer. Like people are like, ew, I don't want this, go away. Like there's a problem with the offer. If people are clicking on the ad, going to the landing page or where you are giving your offer and they're not converting, there's something on that page. It could be the copy, it could be that there's not enough testimonials, it could be it's too long, it's too short. You could test around with that. If people are going to the landing page, giving you their email, opening the first email, in other words, getting the first free thing and then dropping off and unsubscribing, whatever you're giving is really valuable, but they're not sticking around for it. They're like, okay, you solved my problem, bye. So you haven't given them a reason to learn more from you and be the expert. If they're joining your list and they're opening emails and they're opening emails and opening emails, perhaps you've not put the right offer in front of them. So notice how it's not always the ad, but it's more the client journey that really needs to be optimized to make sure that it's working effectively.
Wow. So we all know that people spend a lot of time just scrolling on Facebook and Instagram and things. So how do you recommend that you get them to stop the scrolling with the ads that you're, so what changes to the content would you add?
So I like to do content with my clients that gets to the point. Stop waffling, stop taking up space. Like no one has time for that. You're competing with cat videos, guys. Do you know how cute cats are? They're freaking cute. And that's what you're competing against, okay? So you can't come on the video, especially if you're doing video, and be like, hi guys, today I'm gonna, no, scroll next, right? You need to think and put yourself in your ideal client's world. If they're busy people, you need to hit them with something that's gonna grab their attention. Here's 5 ways that I can help you improve your Facebook ads in 5 seconds. What? 5 seconds? Okay, let me look. What are you talking about, Carol? Here's 3 top tips. Or you could be like, I bet you didn't know. So the hook is what I'm trying to say is the most important part. Having a very captivating hook is really going to help your ads. Now, another secret is just going and looking at your analytics. What is your audience naturally, organically already responding to? We did this exercise with one of my clients, and I'm a big advocate for video because, most of the platforms are pushing for that. But what we realized is one of my clients, all her carousels, they do the best. They have the most engagements, they have the most comments, they have the most save. People are actually interacting in her carousels. Yeah, they're watching the videos, but carousels is where engagement is at. So that's the type of content that really appeals to her community. So go have a look at your analytics and see what people respond to. See the style of video. And as the saying goes, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Go do it again.
So, what if you have a small budget and you want to get started on Facebook ads? What do you recommend?
I recommend starting with brand awareness ads. You can really start with those for as little as like $2 a day. That's like what, like $60 in the month. That's like a coffee and a bit. Like we can all afford that. Like stop drinking your Starbucks for a little bit, go pick up a coffee, go invest in yourself, right? So what you want to do is you want to set up a campaign on maybe your best performing ad. I'm not saying you can run 50 ads, but maybe you can run 1 or 2, right? Run the first one on a budget of about like $2 or $3 a day if you can do a little bit more. And then what you're going to do is you're going to optimize for, like, if it's a video views, if it's like somewhere that you want them to comment something. So if it's like a lead magnet and you have a call to action, don't say link in bio, rather say comment the word blank and I'll send you this thing. Even if you don't have an automated way to give them that thing, it's better that they commented and you got back to them rather than like saying link in bio. Every time you send someone and there's not a clear path, they can get distracted. So they left your reel, your story, whatever it was. They had to go find your bio. They got distracted. The husband came in, the child came in, a cat video happened. Oh, there you go.
That's right.
There you go. So I would say the easiest way is to start with a small budget. And remember that with a small budget, you also have to adjust your expectations, right? Now, I know that some people think that, again, I've put in like $60, Carol, I got nothing out. Well, I want you to visualize that your little $60 or your $2 a day, right, is the size of a cell phone screen. So everybody has a cell phone, which is great. We all look at it every single day, but the screen is quite small, which means the number of people who can see that ad are going to be few and far between. But we don't need 1 million people to become our clients overnight. In fact, most of us, if we had 1 million people trying to buy our offers right now, myself included, I would faint. I would be like, I don't know how to help you guys. That's too much. Like I could maybe do like 20. The others are going to have to wait until we figure this out, right? So even with a smaller number of people, you don't need everyone to see it. You just need the right people to find you at the right time and make that sale. And then once you start scaling and you start investing in yourself and you have a little bit more budget, your screen will get bigger and you will start competing with all these other big brands who spend like $100 a day or $1,000 a day or 500. Their screens, they're having billboards. No wonder but they need those people. They need that volume.
Yeah.
Most businesses, we don't need that. We just need like, if we got 100 new people and like 10 of them turn into clients, I can tell you right now, most of us would be rather happy with that.
That's exactly right. So, what is the most important lesson that you learned these past several years?
It's currently my life motto for this year. Every year I choose a mantra, motto, if you will. And currently it's what you don't change, you choose. And I find that to be really applicable across my entire life. What you don't change, you choose in life, in your marriage, in your business. If you find something uncomfortable, if you do not like that someone is testing your boundaries, whether it be a client or whether it be your best friend or your mom, you are choosing that by not changing it. And it's up to you to change that. So when I learned that, honestly, Vicky, I was like, wow, what am I choosing? And that made me rethink every single choice. Every time, like, I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't feel like doing business. I don't feel like doing it. I'm like, I
That's
don't
right.
feel like it. But if we only did things when we felt like it, we wouldn't be very successful.
That's
So
true.
when that sort of kind of creeps in, I remind myself, okay, I'm choosing to be in this funk, in this mindset. What can I do to get out of it? Like, what can I do?
Oh
Like,
my
let's
God,
do it.
yes.
So that's my saying. What are you choosing? What are you choosing to be in? And how can you change it?
Awesome. Well, time has flown by. I just have one last question.
Sure.
So, what advice do you give someone who's struggling to really find what their message should be on those ads? You know, you said how important content is and that hook. What do you tell people that are really struggling? They started this business, but they really still don't understand their purpose.
Okay. I would say take a little bit of moment, take a moment, give yourself some grace. First of all, you started. Like, how incredible is
Mhm.
that? Most people don't even start. So good on you. Give yourself that grace. Second of all, I want you to really focus on one way organically and figure that out before you invest any money into ads, right? So what I mean by that is if someone comes to you, right, and you're doing like a story and you say to someone, DM me the word blank and I will send you blank, or DM me the word blank and I will sign you up, or this action will happen. And action happens after they DM you. And you
Mm.
successfully convert 5 people into clients or 5 people to take that action. In my mind, that's proof of concept. You've done this
Mm.
5 times, so that sort of works. We can sort of now add a little money behind it, right? But if it's worked once and then it didn't work and then you tried again, that's where the issues start, right? So always start organically,
Mm.
right? And wait a little bit. Remember, it's only version 1. This is the fun thing about ads, and this is what I always love, is that you can launch it once and you can be like, okay, it didn't quite work, but what did work? Okay, we're going to keep that. Let's change the sound.
Wicked.
Let's change the
Mm.
copy. Let's change the graphics. Let's change the offer. It's always improving 1%. So if you can
Mm.
come with ads in that purpose or in that mindset, you can really like do so well. A lot of people get stuck in the it has to give me this amount of money. I've invested this amount of money. It has to. And that scarcity mindset and that sort of pressure on everything, it's not good. So if you're
Mm.
coming to invest in yourself, good for you, invest in yourself, but I want you to be ready, right? And if you are truly doing what you're doing from a place of service, from a place of purpose, it's going to show. And the right
Mm.
people are going to find you, and you're just going to amplify your message, and you're just going to be able to serve these people even better.
Awesome. Great advice. Well, it's time now for me to share the contact information. If you loved what Carol's talked about today and you think, oh my gosh, I really need your help. How do I connect with you? Well, let me just share the slide. You know the drill. If you haven't taken notes, and I told you at the very beginning that you should take notes, but if you didn't, you know that you can see this when you go to visit my YouTube channel, Vicki Nettling. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, as well as my findyourleadershipconfidence.com. And you can subscribe there too. So we have Carol Kabaale. That's KABAALE.com. CarolKabaale.com. LinkedIn is Carol Kabaale. So she made it so easy for you. I always tell you, you should give her like accolades on LinkedIn. Thank you for making it so easy for me to find you. I'm going to let Carol talk to you about her call to action today, what she has for you, as well as what you can find if you go to her website, any resources, tools, and how often and what she puts out there on LinkedIn that may help you grow as well. It's all yours.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. I would love for you guys to have a look at my website. pretty soon we're going to do rebranding. So when you get there, it's going to be like, whoo, who is this girl? I love it. With our new rebrand, we are redoing our blog. I put out a lot of information on how to run purpose-driven ads on smaller budgets, how to focus on growing ecosystems outside of Facebook, how to build your own community and not depend on the algorithm, because I want you to like use the algorithm. There'll always be one, right? But I want you to have your own community and be the leader you're meant to be outside of those platforms. I share similar things on my LinkedIn, but if you are thinking, well, Carol, everything you said sounded like me. Where do I sign up? How do I work with you and your team? I would love for you to first please take my Facebook ads quiz. It's only going to take 2 minutes of your time, and it's going to tell you your ads readiness score. So it's going to tell you if you should be focusing on doing your offer really well, if you're ready to launch ads right now, if you need additional support, if you like where you are, tips, suggestions, what you should be looking at. And it's really easy. It's really fun as well. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because I created it. I've got some proof. So go take the quiz before you start throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing it will stick. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys got. That would be amazing. And thank you again, Vicki, for having me. So good.
So thank you for being such an awesome guest. You shared a lot, loved your stories and your energy. Enjoyed this so much and happy that we were finally able to do this. I know we tried early on and it didn't work, so I'm so glad we were able to get together. As always, I remind everyone that life is a journey and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.